Good afternoon, all. Welcome for this wonderful session. Before starting the session, let us have the introduction of Pimpri Chinchwad University through a video.
The Pimpri Chinchwad Education Trust has established a state-private university known as Pimpri Chinchwad University at Sate, Vadgaon Mawar in Pune Metropolitan Regional Development Authority. It is a 30-acre campus of academic facilities and amenities for students and teachers to help them to achieve their fullest potential. The Pimpri Chinchwad University campus is well connected with the cities Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad by road through Mumbai-Pune National Highway number 4 as well as Mumbai-Pune Expressway. Also, railway station Kanhe is at 1 kilometer distance. The nearest airport is Pune Airport. PCU has its different verticals which prepares leaders from different fields. School of Engineering and Technology. School of Design. School of Media Arts and Communication Studies by incorporating cultural activities, events and organized tours and trips, fostering a holistic development approach. In essence, Pimpri Chinchwad University is not just an institution. It is a vibrant ecosystem that nurtures talent, fosters creativity and provides a platform for students to thrive in every aspect of their academic journey. PCU Bus Transport provides service across the city. Pimpri Chinchwad University, transformative education that empowers success in a rapidly evolving world. The Pimpri
Okay, thanks for the video. Uh, Before starting the session, I would like to introduce our resource person, Mr. Gurudatta. So currently, Gurudatta sir is working in HP company in USA, and he's also a research scholar in UW Madison, USA. He has got 2 internships while doing his graduation from BITS Pilani, Goa, from Google Summer Code and TomTom Pune. This webinar is very much useful about the internship opportunities as he has gone through it. Definitely, I assure that he'll be guiding us how to get the internships for the different domains. So, Gurudatta sir, over.
Yeah, hello. I'll just share my. Can you enable participant sharing of screen?
Yes, yes, sure, sure. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah.
Yes, please. Now you can share.
Okay. Yeah. So like how to get internship during engineering. So there are a few aspects I'll cover. That will be how to design your resume, then how to get like how to approach a company, like where should you apply, what courses you should do to prepare for your resume, what projects you should do, and then what you need to crack the interviews of a company, right? So let's start with the first one. So designing your resume, for having a good resume, you need projects relevant to your field. Let's say if you're in electrical, you need some circuit design projects, you need some VLSI projects down the line. If you're in CS, you will need some software projects like, let's say, developing a task manager or developing a calendar, something of that kind, small things. And then also you can have research papers, which you can collaborate along with your professors to do. So these are the few things you need to have in your resume. I'll just show. So one second. Yeah. So like when you go online, you can find it. Yeah. So ATS friendly resume is the one that you look for, which is applicant tracking system, which companies use to evaluate your resume and shortlist you for internships, right? So first of all, you need to create your baseline resume, and for getting an internship in a particular domain, you need to design your resume in such a way and plan your career in such a way that the resume is really good for applying for jobs or internships later down the line. Um, so Okay, so Overleaf, you can get ATS resumes. These are the resumes, like these are the basic forms of resume you should have, because you actually need it to be very simple so that applicant tracking system can see, like you have done this, you have done this. So they can basically shortlist you for the role and you get a chance to interview. Now, like let's say you are going into computer domain. What you will need to do is, there are a few. Okay, yeah. So for IT, you need to prep using these courses. So first of all, you need to learn about what actually computer science is. So what I would suggest is you start with EDX CS50, which is this course, Introduction to Computer Science. It will teach you everything, like very basic web development, all the concept related to computer science, like right from bits and bytes to developing a small Python code, JavaScript code, HTML, CSS. Everything is covered. It's about like every week has a project which I would recommend you to do, a small project. So you can audit it for free, which is like you can go through the course for free without paying any fees. So it's a very good course taught by hardware professors. So one of the best courses that you can do in your first year or second year to actually get used to computer science as a subject. And I don't think it would take 10 to 20 hours per week of time commitment. Like if you rush through the course, maybe within a month or a week, you should be able to finish the course. Me personally, I did it in my first year. It took me about 7 or 8 days to complete the whole course. So if you are motivated enough, then you can complete it really fast. Then there is a complete boot camp. I think they have updated to version 24 now. Yeah, so this is one of the more advanced courses. It will tell you to create apps that you look online, like login systems, or having like login systems enabled with like social media, small social media apps, or crypto applications, like any basic application with functionalities, not production level, but it will teach you like how to create projects for your resume or your portfolio. I did about 80% of this course, and it taught me like how to interact with SQL. So I think all of you may have heard or encountered HTML, SQL sometime in your courses. So, like, let's say you store data, how to call it, then how to create an app, how to have users on your app, how to upload an app. So, all of this comes into this course. This is the course, like, even like if you have basic knowledge of CS, then you can maybe skip Harvard CS 50, but still it has some concepts which you will require when you start this web development bootcamp. You can actually breeze through on 2x speed through the first few parts of the course because they are very easy, and they are kind of repetitive, but as you go far along, the courses get more deeper and deeper, and you get a better understanding of how to develop an app. And you can also try, like, just don't watch the videos because Udemy would provide you to just watch the videos. I would recommend you to make the app side by side, because the way they develop apps, they don't have any issues, but when you start developing, you will have issues, and you will learn to navigate through this, like all the issues and everything. Also, like while developing this, you will get acquainted with ChatGPT, which will help you to solve these errors, which is very important in development nowadays because it can boost up your speed almost 5 to 6 times in development of any application or anything related to coding. So I recommend using Microsoft Copilot or ChatGPT for it. Um, then there is also nowadays, AI is one of the most important fields. So if you plan on like knowing about AI or going sometime into the AI field in the coming future, then machine learning for Andrew Ng is the course. Actually, this was one of the courses I listed in my resume, which helped me get in internship at HP, and a research scholarship at UW Madison. So this is because I work with machine learning. So this course comes after these two courses because this is fairly heavy with mathematics and how machine learning works as a whole. So you would need quite a bit of coding experience. And I think when you have machine learning knowledge and web development knowledge, you can actually create something which is important for people. Let's say you use ChatGPT on the backend, and you can create, like, one of my friend created an app which would help lawyers. So he basically uh, uploaded the constitution, the law files to this ChatGPT program, and now you can actually ask it questions, and it would recommend everything based related to law as the answer. So developing this small machine learning apps, you need to have a background knowledge of how machine learning works and how web development works. Then only you can create this app. So I would recommend to go through all of this. Then there are also different domains which you will I'll just show one of my resumes. Okay, yeah. So one of the main requirements for companies, yeah, one of the main req- Oh, sorry. I was 1 second. Yeah. Now you can see my whole screen, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I was showing you some of the things that I think you might have missed because I shared a particular screen. So for resume, you just type in overleaf resume templates, ATS friendly resume templates. That should give you this kind of basic resume template. This is the Udemy web development bootcamp, which would be the one I was talking about, which would list all the web development content. And this is the Andrew NG machine learning course. It's mathematically loaded. It's a huge course. You can, uh, I think this is a paid course, but you can find free videos of it since it is a very popular course. And I also listed Harvard CS50 as the course, which you can just find it. It's quite a famous course. It is free to actually go through. If you want a certificate, you have to pay about, I think, 20,000 rupees, which I wouldn't recommend. Auditing it is just fine. And then, yeah. So currently, yeah, I'm going through my resume. So here, like if you do not plan to go into ML field, actually now software development as a whole, I think you might get an internship with good enough experience, but I would recommend you having a lot more into your resume. Like, so you can try some programming with Docker. You can learn languages like Golang, Python, JavaScript. Rust is also on the rise right now. I would first of all recommend you to learn C++ and then Python, which are the two main languages now people code in, and then go for Docker or like Golang, and then like more advanced languages which enable you to create large applications, which are Docker and Kubernetes. Like having these in your resumes will make you a very promising candidate for an internship, because most of the students who do internships do not have experience with Kubernetes or Docker. So me personally, I was working with Google Summer of Code here, and I had to use Docker quite often. So I got my experience of Docker through that, and which helped me to get an internship at TomTom, where I learned I had already done my machine learning course, which helped me develop actually a ML model which could use satellite imagery to scan for roads. So this is what helped me, like having the machine learning knowledge helped me to design a machine learning model. Back then, like in 2021, we didn't have ChatGPT, so we had to create models from scratch, or like reference to online models, learn from them and create them. So this is how I went about creating at TomTom. And then at Razorpay, I was a backend developer, where all of the things that I learned from web development bootcamp helped me a lot. So like having this web development bootcamp and CS50 knowledge would be good enough. And this will lead you to the interview stage. Now, cracking an interview is whole different scenario, because uh, the person who looks at your resume will see you have done projects and everything, but he wants to see how you would solve, like how you would approach an problem, how you would solve it. So there are a lot of platforms for that, where you can actually learn how to solve these coding questions. We call them data structure and algorithm problems, which is like you might hear time to time that this person got an internship at Microsoft, which pays 1 lakh, or let's say D shop, which pays 1.6 lakh, Uber, which pays again 2 lakhs. So all of these internships require a very good knowledge of DSA. So one of like few of my friends who were really good at DSA, they actually work at Uber right now. They have package of somewhere around 70 to 75 lakh. One of them works at Apple. He had a very good OOP knowledge. So all of these really help you to crack the interview process, like DSA and OOP, because they want to test you. So what they'll use is like they'll tell you to code a particular question from so Lead Code is one of the main platforms which is actually used for coding right now. So yeah, so I would recommend that every one of you solve at least one problem per day from Lead Code, so that when you are actually I think it takes about a year to get used to these problems. So I will just show you how to navigate through Lead Code. Okay, so let's say you take, like, first of all, you solve all the easy problems. Like it can be a easy problem that given a small like in here they have given a small positive integer, and that is both the multiple of 2 and n. So easier way to solve is like if it was 6, then the answer is 6, but if it's 5, it is 10. So you decide whether this number is divisible by 2 and solve. So you will get how the idea is. So I recommend trying out a easy problem for around 25 to 30 minutes. This is after you have learned Python or C++. I recommend C++ for coding inside DSA because it limits your option and it allows for faster thinking of solutions. So C++, after you learn C++, I would recommend you to go to Lead Code and solve a few problems that will help you learn C++ in a much better way and also solve problems along the way. So like try for 20 minutes to solve the problem on your own. Use little bit of GPT for help, because I think in interview they won't allow you to use GPT or anything of that kind. So you need to be able to code on your own. Like initially it is fine if you refer online sources, but as you go along, you should be able to solve on your own. So if you don't find the answer, you can obviously go to solutions where people have submitted solutions. You can understand, like let's say you're coding in C++, you can like maybe don't go for one line solutions, but you can like look how he is solving. If it is divisible by 2, return n, otherwise return 2 into n. So something like that, and then you can solve one problem or maybe 2 or 3 problems a day. So people who have done 500 problems a day, 500 problems throughout their career, they can easily solve one of the hardest problems, and they get internships at like prestigious companies like Google, Apple, or Facebook, Meta, which is actually very tough if you don't have a knowledge of DSA. So I would recommend you solve DSA problems. Even for my HP internships, I was asked about HP and Razorpay job and my HP internships. They actually asked me about 4 DSA questions, then 2 machine learning questions for my internship at HP. And for Razorpay, one of the problems was actually the hard one, which was solving Sudoku using DSA. So you need to know how to go about doing all this coding questions to actually solve real life problems, like solving a Sudoku via coding basically. So and until you keep on practicing it for about a year or so. So that will get you acquainted with all the necessary things to crack an interview. And this actually doing all this, you can list it on your resume. You can do small projects. Let's say Pimpri Chinchwad College requires some small project like developing a website for some kind of course or some kind of development platform or way for students to interact, blogging, everything that can be done. You can basically talk to your professors, create this, talk about these projects and undertake these projects, which you can list in your resume. Also, you can undertake research topics. I wouldn't recommend looking into research topics right now because, first of all, developing the fundamental knowledge right now is necessary, which would help you publish papers in your third and fourth year of college. This I think would help. So there are like lead code, there is code forces. Code forces actually has a competition, and a lot of people who have ranked very high on code forces actually get job offer through companies from code forces. So it's a very good platform for, I think they host a competition every week. So it's a very good platform to actually test your skill. It has rating and everything. So the more your rating is like a chess rating, you have a coding rating, the more your rating is, the higher your rank would be and better job opportunities. So a friend of a friend, he got an internship at trading firm called Jane Street, which pays around 3.5 crores via Code Forces, because I think he was one of the India's best ranking data structure coding person. So he was actually allowed like to interview for core Jane Street, which they ask really difficult questions. So he was able to solve them within the time. So yeah, and OOP is basically the projects you do. For that, you need object-oriented programming. It The best way to do is learn OOP is via practice of creating all these projects, which will help you structure better platform for creating your code base. So let's say you have an object like person uh, named A and B. So you won't go on creating A as a different entity. Like A has an age of 20 years. B has an age of 30 years. So what you do is you develop an object which is human has an age and everything, and then you create person A, B, C, how many ever you want, and then you can directly list them, their age and everything. So this gives you an approach to write very minimal code and expand it to like thousands of people. So for students, you will develop a student object, and then each student will have his grades, his age, his year, everything like that. You won't go create an object for every person. So OOP is one of the subjects which you will require to learn from actually experiencing it, like creating projects and everything. So that's it. I'll recommend using Python for backend web development, HTML, CSS for front-end web development, React if you want to go more advanced, and then C++ for solving lead code forces problem, because Python is a large language which will it will give you very lot of different ways to solve a problem, but then it would be very tough to decide which way to solve a problem, and also remembering all those syntaxes and stuff. So C++ is very easy to solve these kind of problems for lead code forces and everything. I'll share the links with one of your professors who will share all these links with you. Also, now, okay, so for now, we'll actually talk about how to get internships or how to find work during your college, or do summer of course, which is also like an internship, and they also pay. So first of all, few platforms you might know is LinkedIn. Just go to your LinkedIn and go to jobs, and you will find like just type internship, and you should, and let's say, yeah. So like see maybe software. Also, hardware related people, there are a couple of courses that are offered on Coursera as well. Like if you're in electrical or something, so you can actually do those courses and just instead of software type hardware internships, which will show you internships from Qualcomm, Intel, every other organization that is there. Also, these organizations require heavy coding of VLSI, which you should be very used to. And like VLSI projects are very important if you want to land a internship in this sector. Also, your basic knowledge of all the courses that you learn throughout the college should be very good, because that's what they ask in interviews. And from the people I've heard who land hardware internships, the interview can range from 1 hour to maybe 4 or 5 hours for these kind of internships. So you need to have a very thorough knowledge of each and every subjects, because they'll ask you what happens like in each domain, like from heat transfer of a processor, like how would you go about doing that, to basic principle of a processor, like how it would work, or how a basic part of processor works, everything related to that. So you need to be aware of that, and then you can start applying for internships via LinkedIn. So if you look at software engineering intern on LinkedIn, uh, say Salesforce, it will take you to the Salesforce website. It is also a very good way to look at, now it has taken you to this intern website. But if you actually apply to this, there are many other internships that are offered by Salesforce. You can just go and type intern on this platform. Every platform has this, like every company has this. And then like if you scroll long enough, like you will find 5 6 internships just by Salesforce, and then you can apply to all of them. I'd recommend applying in India, because if you try for foreign internships, first of all, they'll most likely ignore you. They won't give you an opportunity. They won't even look at your resume. So apply for like the internships, like apply for an internship and everything, and then you can maybe explore into other domains, like which offer foreign internships, like in UK or US or something like that. First of all, you need to apply for internships that are easy to get. Maybe you won't get an internship at Microsoft on first try, but let's say this like companies like Meta Cypher Technologies or something, like first you need to get an internship, and then you can try to get a better internships than what you want. So like apply for internships through LinkedIn. Then there is platform called Naukri. Naukri is also a famous platform which offers a lot of internships. Uh, Indeed is not famous in India, but it does offer a few internships. Uh, so one like throughout my college, maybe 1 or 2 people might have gotten an internship via Indeed. A lot of them got through Naukri and LinkedIn. So I would recommend like you keep on visiting these platforms. Then there is also a website called Internshala, which is famous. So you can actually get an internship via here. For this, you will need to have all this knowledge, because 50%, actually 90% of the people who get these kind of internships have completed some kind of project related to like which is listed in web development bootcamp from Udemy, and then they have practiced DSA and OOP. because that's how the person who is going to interview is going to test you. So go to all these websites and apply. Also, like if you want to do MS in future, you need to have these knowledge as well, and then you need to have projects which is same as the internship projects, and then you need to have some internship experience as well, and you need to have research papers alongside it. So for research papers, you will actually need to go through all of this and then decide a research topic on what you are going to do. Like let's say you are going to do a paper on machine learning. You want to do some like let's say detecting forest fires using drones. So like you will need a drone imagery, and then you will need to create a machine learning algorithm for forest fires. Then you will need to compare it with other models, how they detect fires and everything. So all of this combined together will help you make research paper or uh, anything of that kind. So for this, you will also need knowledge. Also, you need to have an high CGPA. No matter what you say, it's going to help you in future to land internships, to get into good colleges if you're planning for an MS. Uh, Mostly companies like Uber, Microsoft will look at your resume only if you have an GPA above 9. So they want everything perfect in your resume to let you actually interview, because people who are interviewing you are also spending time and they are paying the people who are going to interview you. So they do not give an option to interview to all of you. So for you to pass through the first door, you need to have all these things in your resume, like you have proper knowledge of DSA, you have an ATS friendly resume, you have projects. So I would say, like, if you start looking at resumes of people who have just started out their career, got a job at the company that you are looking to get a job at, so just look at their resume, look at what they have listed, try to learn those skills. Like for me, I did not know about Docker or Kubernetes at all. But then when I joined GSOC, there was a person who was actually one of my mentors. So he had a past candidate through which resumes, like from whom I took the resume and saw, okay, now I have to learn this, and this will land me a good job at maybe I aimed for Google, Microsoft, companies like that. So if I want to land a job at those companies, then I need to learn these skills. So it's very important that you go through resumes, plan your career accordingly, plan your courses accordingly. So like having a lot of things to put on your resume and then having to remove things is much better than just putting things in your resume and just filling up your resume. So like for me, my resume can go up to 2.5 page, from which I eliminate 1.5 page and create a 1 page resume which has everything that I want to be listed. So try to get as many things done before, I think, third year end, where we, that is when you land these good internships. So I think by the end of second year and the start of third year, the interview for these internships would already start. So I think most of you might be diploma and first year students. So I would recommend like to go complete all these courses and have a basic knowledge of what is happening before the before the end of this summer. And then during the summer you can do projects, maybe find small internships from internshala or something like that, and then start applying for all these high paying internships in start of third year, which will land you a very good job. Or maybe you can also approach some professor from your university or a foreign university for a research project. they do actually give it. So one of my friends, he actually contacted a professor at NUS, National University of Singapore, to do a research during his summer, and then for 1 year he shifted to Singapore to complete his research, and now he's working at NUS. So you can also go that route. So that's all. I think, yeah, also learn GitHub and Git, which will help you to post your codes onto a platform. And this is a basic thing which you need to have in your resume to actually get an internship, because in organization without GitHub or Git, nothing works, because there are 50 engineers working on a single project. So version control and everything happens via GitHub. So you need to learn how to use GitHub. And also open source coding programs like GSOC, EWSOC. These are all programs. You can find the informations on their website. So a 2024 program has already started. These programs usually start in February. So in this, there are companies that are announced. So for projects like Android with Kubernetes, Angular. So these are all the projects that you can work on. Um, you need, these are all free programs. Basically, uh, they are maintained by community. No one pays for these programs. So Google sponsors this open source. Open source is basically anyone can go and build this program, help contribute through it, and then everyone can in the world can go on and use it. Like Go is a language which is free for everyone to use, but some developers contribute to it. So when you contribute to it, Google actually pays you for contributing to it. So this is their way of showing support for the community. So you can actually learn a lot of things. So I did my Google Summer of Code at CERN Laboratories, which is also one of the organizations where I did an project on Ganga, which is a server handling module for terabytes of data. So I never had worked with anything like this before, but I slowly learned through about it through GSOC, and it helped me to develop a lot more complex projects. There is another European weather summer of code as well. One of my friends did this. It pays, I think, 5 or 6 lakhs for 3 months. This pays around 2.5 lakhs. GSOC pays around 2.5 lakhs for 3 months. So you can actually go through all of this as well if you want to find an internship. There are also freelancing works. It's quite competitive on freelancing platforms, but if you're able to make it through freelancing platform, you can actually get a really good skill, because you have lot many projects to show for. So Upwork, Fiverr can help you build your skills as well as freelancing work, uh, like your portfolio for freelancing work. It's also tough to crack on these platforms, since a lot of people have come on this platform and they have really good skill. So you can try to go into these platforms, but I wouldn't recommend before doing all of this, you go to any of these platforms or any of these. Also for hardware engineering, C++ is also required right now. So you should also learn C++ alongside VLSI courses and VLSI design. Uh, I think that is it from my side. If you have any doubts, we can take them now.
If you are having any doubts, please post in the message in the chat box.
Yeah, I have shared the links of all the courses that you will need to go through and basically do on the chat. So, yeah.
Okay, Gurudatta sir, thanks a lot for this session. Definitely, our students might have got the clear-cut idea about how to get the internship in our technical domains.
Mhm.
Thanks for it. So I would like to also thank Dr. Manimala Puri ma'am, who is Vice Chancellor of Pimpri Chinchwad University. I would like to thank Dr. Sudeep Tebde, Pro Vice Chancellor, Pimpri Chinchwad University. I would like to thank Dr. Vijay Patil, Head of the Department, Computer Science and Engineering. Also, I would like to thank Sharon Gaikwad and her team members for coordinating this webinar and all the participants of this sessions. Just to give you the call, like Gurudatta Patil is the son of Dr. Vijay Patil, who is heading our department. So he has inculcated the good habits in the Gurudatta, so that now just because of the internships he is in USA and performing his duties very well. So thank you, all of you. We can leave.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.